structure, if else statement and so on. Okay. And then loop. Okay. And then kalau boleh you includekan array. Kalau boleh includekan array. So makin banyak dia punya features dalam project, makin tinggilah markah you. Okay, katalah you hantar project without includekan array, topic array dalam project you. You still get the points, but maybe your points lower lah compared to the one yang submit array sekali dalam tu. Okay. And then kalau sempat lah, kalau ada masa, maybe you nak masukkan text file processing. Katakan ada text file dalam you punya project, for example lah, kalau you nak gunakan text file. So markah lagi tinggi lah. Okay. Okay. At least get some idea apa you nak buat. Okay, katalah you nak buat, contohlah nak buat laundry system ke, or maybe nak buat video rental system ke, or maybe car rental system ke, or maybe library system ke, whatsoever. Okay, at least get some idea. Okay, sebab ni dah minggu ke berapa dah you kena present your project. Okay, okay, for today, we will begin with our chapters on array. This one, array. Okay, so you may download from the GC as well as the sample program. This one is basically the sample program for the array. Okay, now this is your topic on array. Okay, now look at the contents of the topics on array. So you can have your introduction and then one-dimensional array. Okay, for your code, we do not cover two-dimensional array. We only cover up until one-dimensional array. Okay, and also we have that C strings, the character array. Okay, the character array. Okay, now array is a collection of a fixed number of components wherein all of the components have the same data type. Okay, fixed number of components. And then the components have the same data type. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, now your one-dimensional array is used to store multiple value in a single identifier. Single identifier. Okay, so single identifier. The term here as the single identifier. Okay, max. Y. Okay, so the term, the max and Y is also known as array name. Okay, array name. Okay, so you can also include the data type, for example, like this particular array, for example, like temp, is actually the data type is float. For the max, integer. For the Y, character. So you can store multiple value. So meaning that this one, this term here, you can store up until 5 float value in temp. Okay, maksudnya nampak macam single identifier, but then that single identifier can store more than one value. Okay, so the same thing for max. You can store up until, for example, in this case, 4 integer value. Characters. Okay, characters of value in Y, 20 characters, right? So we are talking about characters. So 20 characters here we can consider as a string. Yes, but string you must understood that String is actually combination of more than one characters. Okay. So each item in an array is called element or component. Okay. So just now you have, for example, like num here. Num is the name of the array. So this one is actually store 10 data, right? So the 10 here, we call it as has its own position in an array. So since you want to store 10 data, so dia akan allocate a space ataupun I would say a location ataupun position for that array. Okay, so this particular position they call it as index or subscript. Okay, always start at 0. Okay, for example, just now you have that float temp, right? Float temp. Just for example, we store 5 float values in temp, for example. So we must allocate a position. Basically, dia boleh kata allocate position ni in your memory cell. Memory cell. So dia akan allocate position dia start from 0. So meaning that you will refer the name temp, okay, and then the location is 0. Okay, and then the next one, the name temp, location is 1. The name temp, location is 2. Again, temp, location is 3. Temp, right, location is 4. Okay, so you will have 5 location, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. Okay, so the index here, this is what they call it as index, yang ni, the zero semua ni, or subscript, right? The 1 here, the 2, the 3, the 4 is also called as index or subscript. Always start at 0. So in this case, you must start from 0. That's why you stop until 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So meaning that it will store 5 multiple value in temp. Okay. In temp. So kalau you tengok location pun kita dah siap-siapkan dah. Ada 1 location, 2 location, 3, 4, 5 location. Alright. Okay. Okay, and then note integer num error. This one you need to specify lah. Might as well you need to specify in terms of the how many position that you want to store in your array. Okay. So this one num blank equals to 1, 2, 3. This one is not error. So yang maksudnya kita dah allocate dah. This particular error which is num has 3 location atau 3 position that will keep the value of 1, 2 and 3. This one is basically the value 1, 2 and 3. So maksudnya location dia you will get num0, num1 and also num2. Yes, num2. Okay. Num0, num1, num2. So ada 3 position or location in that array num. Okay, so number 1 ni will be reside into num0. Number 2 will be reside into num1. Number 3 will be reside into num3. Okay. Alright. Okay, you can also use the input-output statement, okay, in your array. So how to input data into your array? So you can use the cin lah, right? Okay, this one is the declaration of your array. So your array has 100 elements ataupun 100 components. Okay, so meaning that the compiler will automatically create the location ataupun position in your memory cell. So starting from num0, right, up until num99. Since we have 100 elements, right? Ini 100 elements. Okay, And then how to input value into your array, you can use the cin command. Okay, you can use the cin command. So katakan cin num20. So katalah you input number 45, right? Number 45. So number 45 ni will be stored into that num20. Right? Sini. Okay. And then cout num20, whatever the content of num20 will be displayed on the screen. In this case, we will display number 45, right? Okay. You can also use loop. Okay, loop, for example, like array. Okay. So for example, we come up with a statement for integer I, 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, right? So when we come up, this one is to kalau kita nak input, yes, we can input lah, cin lah kan. Right? So cin, so meaning that you can input starting from num. I ni is actually referring to the I in your array. So starting from num0, okay, and then increase by 1, right? So num1, and then num2, and then num3, num3, okay. And then num4, right? Okay. So you can store 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements into your, I'm sorry, you can store 5 value into your array. Okay. Into your array. So your array ni has 5 elements. Okay. You can also use command for cout ataupun command to display the cout. Okay, this one. To display whatever the content inside your array. Okay. Okay. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, buat macam ni hash include IO. Okay, kita nak declare katalah tadi array temp load temp, right? Katalah ada 5 elements Okay. Katalah you come up with the command enter 5 different temperature. Okay. Cin. Okay, kalau you tak nak guna array, you boleh buat one by one, tak ada masalah. Temp, tapi banyak kerja lah. Temp 0. Temp 1. Temp 2. Temp 3. Temp. Okay. Boleh je macam ni. Value for temperature. Okay. Cout kan ada. Tak ada masalah. Whatever that you input into your array, you can also display. So instead of C in, C out. Okay. So nak bagi cantik sikit, you align kalau dia. Okay. Okay. Saya bagi nama dia Tem1. Okay. Array Tem1. Okay. And then you run. Enter 5 different temperature. Okay. Enter je lah. Kalau you enter 10, 20, enter 30, 40. So what happen kalau you punya temperature ni 50? Okay, how can you enter by using the cin command macam ni? Okay, so takkan you nak type satu-satu sampai lah 50, sampai 49 lah, until 49. The same thing for cout. Takkan you nak type starting from 0 up until 49. Okay, so might as well you use the loop. Okay, so you can use the loop. So just come up with a for statement. For senang nampak lah. Actually, you can use the while as well. Index less than 5 lah. Kita since kita nak buat nak buat 5 and 5, so less than 5. Why less than 5? But 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is actually less than 5. Okay, and then index plus. Right? And then delete ni semua. If your cin, bukannya time 0 so time index. Okay. So the index you can declare as integer. Alright. The same thing for output. So you can also use the for statement to come up with the output. So instead of cin, kita cout kan ada. Okay. Okay. Clear? That's how you declare and then input and also display your array. Okay. Okay, array can be initialized within their declaration. For example, like if you have temp5, okay, you can initialize 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Or if you have character codes, you can initialize SAMPLE. So this one is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 character. Or you can also declare initialize SAMPLE under one string. Okay. So usually the string is terminated with a special Terus selalunya kalau you have that string sample ni, okay. So dia akan terminate kat sini dengan null character. Okay, kat situ. Right? So yang ni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 barat you should declare more than that. Sebab dia ada allocate dekat hujung ni null character. So macam case ni kod 6 ni might as well, okay, yang ni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 character, right? So might as well you make it the 7 lah. Okay. In this case, kalau you initialize, you tak payah input pun tak apa. For example, yang ni you boleh ignore. Okay. Yang ni you can simply ignore the input. So maybe you can initialize, kan saya nak initialize. Since we have 5 value for your array temp, adalah saya nak initialize 34, 78, 90, 31, okay. And dapat 100. So we have 5 elements of array lah. So this is the initial value lah. 34, 78, 90, 31, 100. So when you compile and run, so you will get your value for temperature 34, 7. Ini pasal saya tak buat dia punya space 78, 78, display ni maybe you tak space boleh. Nampak output dia okay sikit. Okay, so this one So these are the 5 values for your array. Okay. Okay. Some of the cases they initialize dengan kosong. So you boleh replace dengan kosong. Initialize kosong for every element. For example, this one. Initialize kosong. So when you initialize 0 to your array, you can just put it ataupun initialize for ones only. Okay. So bila you compile run, okay, you will get 0 for every position of your array. Okay. Okay. Okay, if we declare doesn't fulfill what the size of the array wants, okay? So you declare your array have 6 elements out of 6 components. But then you initialize only 3 components, right? You initialize only 3. So what happened to the rest? So it will replace by 0. Okay? Macam ni lah. Kalau you katakan saya initialize 5, tapi yang masuk 4, 5, 6 value. Another 2 tak ada, right? So bila you compile and run, you get the remaining of the array will be replaced by 0, right? 4, 5, 6, 0, 0. Okay. Okay, and then if we declare exceeds what the array wants, okay, you declare 3 elements, but then your value here has more than 3. Okay, has more than 3. For example, this one, you declare 5 elements, right? But your value here maybe has more than that. This one, you have 5 elements by right when you declare, but the initialization here has more than 5, has 8 elements of array. So bila you compile, it will give you error. Too many initializers for float 5. Okay, so tak boleh, you cannot simply allocate 5 elements of array, but then your value is more than 5. So it will give you syntax error lah. So you will get rid of the rest of the value. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, and then this one is your examples of an array. You declare integer, create that location ataupun position for your array in that memory, in your memory cell. So dah allocate lah 10 position, right? But the index starting from 0 up until 9. Okay. So accessing array component, this is how you access your array component. For example, if you access list 5, it will straight away go to the list 5. Okay. For example, like you want to assign a value into list 5, so 34 will be assigned into list 5. Okay. Okay, this one, okay, assignment statement. So the 10 here will be assigned to list 3. This is the one. They fill in that position with a value 10. And then 35, list 6. So this is your 35 will be stored into your array. Okay, ataupun in we understood that list 3 has value 10 plus the list 6 has value 35. So therefore 10 plus 35 is 45, right? So the 45 ni 45, right, will be assigned to list 5. So your list 5 has value of 45. Okay. Okay, these are some of the basic operations performed on one-dimensional array. Okay, just now I mentioned about the initialization, right? You may declare and initialize at the same time. And you can also input your data, okay, by using the cin command. You can also output or display your data, okay, by using the cout command. You can also find the largest and or smallest element in your array. Okay, so each operation requires ability to step through the elements of the array, so easily accomplished by a loop. Just now we use the for statement, right? So this one, assessing array components, consider declaration. Okay, just now I mentioned about the declaration, integer list 100. So the array list has size of 100. Okay. And then you can also use the for statement to access every elements of array, starting from 0 up until 99. Okay. Okay, just now I did mention how do you input data into your array. So you can use the cin command, right? So you have this one, their array has 100 elements. starting from 0 up until 99. Okay, and then it will access array list starting from 0 up until 99. Okay. Okay, this is also how do you come up with the display the content of the array. Okay, you can also use for statement starting from 0 up until 99. Okay, and then use the cout command to display the content of the list. Okay, the list is the array. Okay. Okay, now look at this one. Okay, this one is to declare and also to input your data into your array temperature. So since we declare array temperature with 7 components or elements of data type the float. Okay, this is how you input data into your array. So you can use the for statement. Okay, to input data into your array starting from 0 up until 6. But since we have 7 elements of array, right? And also you can find the largest and or smallest element of array. Okay. So now we want to input our data into your array, right? This is okay, and then this is to find the maximum number. Okay, maximum number. So how to find the maximum number? Okay, for example, this one, I will copy. Okay, now look at this one. To find the maximum number of that array. Oh, sorry for not print. Okay, so how do you find the maximum number of your array? Temperature 0 up until 6. Just look at this one. And just assume. Saya guna nama temp lain, saya tukar sikit. Temp 0, temp 1, temp 2, temp 3, temp 4. How many elements? Times 5. Dia ada 7 elements kan, so times 6. Okay. So katalah masa you input ni, you akan input, for example, katalah just assume this one 35, 67, 89, 21, 13, maybe this one is 72, this one is 80, 89. Okay. Alright. So this is to show, okay, the location in your memory cell, what are the content that will be kept into your memory cell. Okay, and then we have also the max index. Okay, for counter equals to 1. Okay, kita start, instead of start dengan 0, kita start dengan 1. So masa ni, if the temperature referring to the array lah. If temperature max index ni, kita referring to the 0. Kan, ini. Less than temperature counter. So this one temperature counter, temperature 1. So referring to here. Yang ni temperature max index ni 0, so temperature 0. So referring to here. Okay. So dia akan buat comparison. If temperature max index lesser than the temperature counter. Counter referring to the number 1. Okay. Are they consider lesser? Yes. So bila lesser, so the counter ni, okay, will be assigned to max index. So the counter 1 ni will be assigned to max index. So max index no longer holds number 0. It will hold new value number 1. Okay. So and then it will loop again. So searching for the next part. So temperature max index. The max index at the moment is 1. Okay. It will reset to temp 1. Lesser than temperature counter. So counter at the moment is temp 2. So they can refer this one. If the content is 67 lesser than 89, yes, it is lesser. So the counter will be assigned to max index. So counter, this one is actually under 2 lah. So this one will be replaced by 1, replaced by 2. Okay. Okay, and then move on to temperature max index 2 lah. Okay, max index 2. Okay. So dia akan compare lah dengan temperature counter at the moment. Okay. Which one has the bigger value ataupun the lower value. Okay, up until katalah last kali dia akan compare dengan yang the last element ni. Sekejap ya. Katalah last kali dia akan compare lah. Dengan the last element which is dengan 89. Alright. So the previous one may be lesser than that. Okay, so bila dia compare, okay, so 89 is actually the highest value. Okay, so dia akan assign which is a counter dia. Okay, counter dia. Katalah yang ni kita dapat counter 6, right? Will be assigned to max index. Okay, so bila you nak display finally, you nak display the highest number is temperature max index. Max index at the moment dia akan hold value of 6 because this one is the highest value. Okay, katalah this one to make it 98 lines. So it will display lah temperature, max index which is 6 lah. Temperature 6. So the highest number is 98. Sebab temperature 6 is actually referring to value 98. Okay. Right. So this is how you get the highest value. Okay. Ataupun maximum value. Okay. Any question so far setakat ni? Okay.
Okay.
Any question? Kalau tak ada apa-apa, kita break sekejap. Nanti kita continue dengan yang the next subtopic.
Okay, Doktor.
Okay, break sekejap macam mana nak. Okay. Break sekejap.